we renovated the toilets, and we put a nice. We did the pour flush for them, because that's the best you can do for that environment. So we did 5, and we did put hand washing facilities, and we reconstructed the overhead tank. And we constructed another soak away pit for them, so that at least it will not easily get filled up. And we also, the other thing that we did for them was that we constructed a compact waste disposal site, so that waste is just not littered. So it's enclosed, so they can and we provided them with baskets in the classrooms, so that at least once they generate their waste, somebody will carry it and go and empty it in that compact waste site. And there are other days that we marked to create awareness, like World Menstrual Hygiene Day, which happens to be today. World Menstrual Hygiene Day, we've done that, encourage the young girls, on how to package themselves when they are seeing their period, that it is not a stigma, I mean, it is not taboo, it's not something bad. It's just a normal physiological process. And we provide them with sanitary towels. Each girl gets a sanitary towel. The schools that we have been to, and anytime we are doing this, we don't exclude anybody. Even if you have not started, you need to get that education. Absolutely. Because when you start, you may not, and it doesn't always tell you this is when it will start. So you need to know, actually. And we've also that's conversation for another day. But let's go straight back to your organization. 10 years. That's quite commendable that you've been doing this and on for this long. But if you have to tell us what plans you have for the next 10 years, what would you say you're hoping to achieve? From what we've seen in schools, I think the major issue has to do with the infrastructures. And if you want excellent academic performance, the environment has to be safe. True. And I mean, it should be an enabling environment where a child will be able to sit and learn comfortably and excel. So this issue of poor infrastructural facilities in schools needs to really be addressed. We'll continue to talk about it, and that is why, as we are preparing to mark this anniversary, one of the things that we are considering as the next level as we round up this first decade of our existence is that we want to focus more on how we can strengthen WASH in schools. Okay. And this is all encompassing. It's not just providing water. You look at the aspect of sanitation. You look at hygiene, and you also have to make sure that whatever is needed to sustain it, because we believe in sustainability. It's not just a one-off thing and you go away. And that's why we spent almost 3 years in IDP camp. I can imagine. Yes. 3 consecutive years we were with them. Okay, so you have a celebration, this 10-year celebration. What are you doing? Yes, our events will kickstart from Saturday. We're going to have a fitness exercise. Okay. As an organization. What date is Saturday? Is the 31st. Oh, Saturday the 31st of May. Okay. Yes, we're going to have a fitness exercise early in the morning from 7 a.m. and this will be followed up by a medical outreach within the same environment. Where is that? At Sentosa Park. Before I start talking too much, I hope everyone is invited. Yes, you're all invited. Everyone is invited. Okay. Yes. So the venue is Sentosa Park. Sentosa Park. Yes, that's inside the National Assembly quarters in Apo. In Apo. Okay. Yes, the first gate, Zone A. Yes, that is where it's going to be.
Okay, that's Sentosa Park.
Yes.
10 a.m.
Yeah, no, 7 a.m. because
7
of
a.m.
the fitness exercise.
Oh, the fitness exercise starts at 7. That's when I am supposed to come in. Yes.
Yes.
I will be there. I will be having the fitness and then several series of activities that will follow. But this is where we come to the end of this interview. Thank you so much for the work that you do.
Thank you
and
so
for
much.
gracing our studios this morning.
Thank you. And then we also want to use this opportunity to talk to everyone out there, you know, to be part of what we are doing and to support us. You know, I have our social media handles and also
okay. So let me have it
and
so that I see a bank account here.
An account.
Okay, but can they have this on the social media? Is it?
Yes.
Is it there? The bank account, is it on the social media platforms?
No, we've not.
You've not put it there.
The things
okay.
We are trying to just
to reach out to the Center for School Health Education and Environmental Hygiene, you can email them at csheeh2015@gmail.com. They are on Facebook as well, csheeh2015 2 this time 2. Okay, well, I think this is a mistake. 15@gmail.com. This Facebook, Twitter is the same thing, CSHEEHNGO, and the website is www.csheeh.org. That's where you can reach them, and they have an account number. Oh, okay. The details of the account number. They have a dollar account. It's a UBA account with account number 1019780042. That is the UBA account number for the Center for School Health Education and Environmental Hygiene. I'll quickly read it out again slowly. I hope you have your pens now. 10197800042. That's the account number. Thank you again for the work that you do. You can support them to better our schools, better our environment, and the better advocacy that we do. This is where again we draw the curtains on the interview segment. Remember, Sustainability Pulse with Abide is coming up next. Stay with us. We will be right back.
Thank you.
Our first efforts at democracy and self-government were abruptly arrested in the mid-60s, largely as a result of the incongenial atmosphere engendered by the uncompromising stance adopted by the political parties of the First Republic. Thus, opportunities were lost for our people to interact and learn to accommodate different points of view for the betterment of the country. We must not allow that episode to repeat itself. The new system that will have adopted presents us with yet another opportunity to achieve national integration, which is a prerequisite for the building of a strong and virile nation.
The challenge of Nigeria as a free state in 20th century Africa is the need to revive the stature of man in Africa and restore the dignity of man in the world. Nigerians believe passionately in the fundamental human rights. We regard all races of the human family as equal. Under no circumstance shall we accept the idea that the black race is inferior to any other race. I appeal to all our leaders, far and near, to forget the wounds which were inflicted in cause of our internecine altercation. The love of our country should outweigh the love of our petty selves. The enjoyment of individual freedom under the law should mean more to us than our self-centered party programs and manifestos. Common dangers and common enemies alert us on the need for common security. Come and join Abubakar with me, Sadauna, Awolowo, Akitola, Ofarebe, Okpara, Ikoku, Aminu Kano, Ibrahim Imam, and Saka. Let us bind the nation's wound and let us heal the breaches of the past, so that in forging our nation, there shall emerge on this continent a hate-free, fear-free, and greed-free people who shall be in the vanguard of a world task force whose assignment is not only to revive the stature of man in Africa, but to restore the dignity of man in the world.
We are a nation blessed with people of diverse cultures, religions, languages, and opinions. It is ironic that we are now being ripped apart by our greatest strength, our diversity. We have allowed intolerance, insensitivity, bigotry, and nepotism to blind our vision of the greatness we can achieve working together as one. We may not have the same culture, nor religion, nor language, but we all belong to the same nation by the divine will of God. We did not choose to be Nigerians. Nigeria chose us. This nation is our divine heritage, and if we open our eyes, we would realize that what divides us pales in comparison to what unites us. And by the comparison and conciliation of our differences, we will grow until our differences disappear. Our unity cannot be willed by mere declarations, nor do we get unity by ignoring the questions that beg for answers. We must celebrate our diversity and debate our differences without fracturing our unity. Our strength is not in our numbers, but in our unity, because even the weak become strong when united. Nigeria unite.
This message is brought to you by Abuja Broadcasting Corporation, owners and operators of Aso Radio 93.5 FM Abuja, Aso Television DSTV Channel 392, Star Times Terrestrial Channel 127, Free TV Channel 507, People's TV Channel 285, and UHF Channel 38.
Hello, changemakers. Welcome to another powerful episode of Sustainability Pulse with Abida, your go-to space for sustainable news, advocacy, education, and real solutions. Because why? We're just 5 years to 2030, and there's no time to waste. Today's conversation is one I'm deeply excited about. We are talking climate education, youth-led climate action, and the circular economy. Not just as concept, but as life tools to build a sustainable world. And we have just the right guest for this. But first, we must take our climate news as usual. Updates, from around the world. Now, in Ghana, youth-led coalitions are pushing for legislations to integrate climate studies into secondary schools. Can you imagine? So it means that secondary schools will now have climate education as part of the curriculum. That is laudable. And we'll be asking ourselves, why can't we replicate something like that here in Nigeria? And I think it's something we've been advocating for a while. But we will definitely come to that, definitely. In Nigeria, Lagos State's Waste Management Authority has launched a pilot circular economy hub, a first of its kind in West Africa. See, I keep saying that when it comes to Lagos State, they know how to take the lead, they know how to take charge, and you cannot fault them. You can't fault them. They are intentional. And I must say that, there was one time I attended COP 28, and I saw Lagos State Governor in person. He was on ground in Dubai at that particular COP with his SAs, and commissioners, and he was moving from pavilion to pavilion. He was sealing deals. He was bringing investments, to Lagos State all around the environment. And you can tell how intentional and passionate he was, about that. And that really told he told a lot about his governance. He said his style of governance and what he's really particular about. That shows you that people are not sleeping. And it just takes one government, it takes one individual to say, I want to make this a priority. Way to go, Lagos State. Globally, the United Nations Environment Programme is spotlighting circular innovation as the theme, as one of the themes for this year's World Environment Day. Although I have also seen online that big plastic pollution is going to be the major theme for this year. So you can imagine, every time we come here, I emphasize on no plastic, on reusable plastic, and this year's theme is going to be centered around beating plastic pollution, and how we can be innovative in terms of circular economy. Now, guess what? The momentum is real, and it's happening now. I keep saying it. It's not a distant threat. It is happening now. So please join us all the time. And the fact is, we can't do it alone. It can't just be one voice. It has to be a collective. Joining me today is a woman whose voice is as loud as her impact. In the best way possible, really. I call Rifkatu a force. We have Rifkatu Joseph Odeyemi. She's a climate advocate, the founder of Eco-Friendly Sensitization and Advocacy. Eco-Friendly and Sensitization and Advocacy, and a true force in the climate education space. She is a youth mobilizer, a community builder, and an author with a special focus on circular economy, which is faith-based, by the way. She's trying to see the possibility of getting the religion, the Christendom, into the whole conversation and drive towards a sustainable planet. Guess what? We're having a conversation this morning before this particular session, this episode, and we did say that who best can drive the frontier when it comes to, the conversations around climate change. Thank you so much, Rifkatu, for being here. And I'm so excited. You've spoken at different forums, and it's safe to say that your purpose, when it comes to this particular conversation around climate education. We have had to also bring Rifkatu on board at the Climate Teen Hub to drive conversations around climate change and to equip the members of the hub on what it means to be sustainable. Rifkatu, welcome to Sustainability Pulse, and let's just dive right in. Like I said before, you're a leading change, a leading frontier. You are driving these conversations. You are ensuring that it goes beyond talk but into action. And you're not just doing it because you're doing it because it is Wave Cattle's business, but it is everybody's business. And also you have also identified stakeholders like the Christendom, the body of Christ. You have identified that these people are important. This set of people are important in driving this conversation and actualizing real impact. So thank you so much for coming this morning.
Thank you so much.
I mean, you're one of the most consistent young climate advocates I know in Nigeria. That's the truth. Not because you're here, but I mean, you recently authored a book even around that space, and it's inspiring and very encouraging as well. And I mean, we just want to hear from you. What has sparked your climate journey, and how did this whole advocacy, how did it come to life?
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, and it's good to be here. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be on your show today, and you're doing an amazing work. Let me not forget to mention, because plenty times I think we need to hear people say well done. You might just feel like, oh, are people seeing this? Are they? But they are. Don't worry, they are. Sustainable change takes time.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
We will keep driving.
Thank you.
Then back to your question. It spurred out from the place of wanting to make a difference, wanting to make an impact, wanting to be part of the solution. It's very easy to say, oh this, oh that, but what are you doing about it? So that was just it for me. Trying to do something that doesn't necessarily benefit you directly, even though it benefits you, but it benefits much more than you, much more than just you, me, myself and I, me, myself and my family. No, we need to start thinking about what can I do to benefit the world. When I'm not here, they'll say, oh, if Cattle was here, she would have been driving this. So
absolutely. Thank you so much. I mean, we get that question a lot, and your response to that question is what drives all of us, really. You have worked extensively on climate education. I mean, like I said before earlier, you have been invited and even to the Climate Teen Hub, to come and inspire and also call them to action. Now, what do you believe, that young people need to do, when it has to do a transition from awareness to real impact? How do young people, how do they get on board? How should they drive this impact solution driven path, really?
Okay, so I think what young people need is practical opportunities. So it's very easy for us to say, oh, okay, you teach them, this is this, then what next?
Yeah.
Are there opportunities for them to make their voices heard? Okay, I'll tell you a story. Some days ago, I was talking to a young lady. She's actually serving. I think she's about to finish. And then she had called me and said, oh, this is what I want to do. What do you think? What and all of that. So it's this form of guidance and all of that. So I was like, oh, beautiful. And so we were having a conversation. Oh, what's happening with this project? She was like, I submitted this letter, but this is somebody that wants to do something. So why don't you give her the full support? You're not even providing practical opportunities, but somebody's trying to create an opportunity to make an impact. So why are you making it difficult? So youths really need that opportunity, and then they need a lot of mentorship too.
Yes.
Guidance, very important. So, but then I've had this conversation with people. They will say, this generation, they don't like mentorship. They don't want to do their things like that. But the truth is, even the Bible says, sorry, I might be quoting.
No, I mean, it's allowed.
Multitude of counsel, there's safety. So by the time you get this one's opinion, even when I wanted to launch my book, I had spoken with you because I don't believe I know everything. I'm an island. There's something that you might not be seeing, and then somebody will point, oh, do you think you should add this? Okay, this and all of that. So youths need that practical opportunities and mentorship, guidance to drive this.
Yeah. I mean, that's really important. Like I keep saying, when people approach us to say, oh, I want you to mentor us, I want to be under your wing, the very question I ask first of all is, are you ready? Are you ready? So in as much as the mentorship aspect can be a little dicey, but you often use workshops and grassroots engagement. So how do you make climate education practical and relatable to underserved communities? Remember, the idea of making climate change education accessible is to ensure that we are able to simplify these things. Because the truth is, to some people, it's still very scientific, it's still very novel, it's still very new. As a result of that, it's important that we're able to say this is it, but this is the simplified aspect of it. So when you go to those communities, those grassroots engagements, how do you communicate with them?
So I was speaking at a panel sometime not too long ago, and I was like, plenty times people don't even understand what we're saying, what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Very bogus, big words like
buzzwords. Oh my goodness.
These people, like, what are you saying? So you have to step it down, bring it to. So what I usually do is find a scenario that they understand. All around you, there are climate change signals everywhere. So you can't be in Maiduguri talking to people about climate change and you're bringing a narrative from Port Harcourt. They will not understand. You have to come down to the people, come down to their, okay, let me give you an example also, a story. I think stories drive these conversations better.
Absolutely.
So there's a community in Northeast Nigeria that, you know, all of the things that have been happening there, and also like, okay, what they now started a poultry farm trying to empower these people. You know, they've lost a lot, livelihood and all of that. So they were enjoying the process and all, bringing these things, and then one day the temperatures just went, and then the birds died. More than 70% of the birds died. Do you need any other scenario to explain climate change to them? Yeah. Than that. Absolutely. Have experienced firsthand. So that's what we use to drive the conversation. So you use what they are feeling. What they are saying at the moment. The direct impact on
absolutely.
them.
Absolutely. So I mean, your recent book centers on circular economy and looking at, you intertwine it with faith. You know, talking about God's design for the planet and all of that. I mean, for people who are watching, you may want to, simplify what circular economy is. You know, they're hearing circular economy, and they're wondering circular economy. Is this secular? People want to understand what is circular economy, and of course, how can they be part of it?
Okay, I always say circular economy for me is reduce waste, reuse waste, recycle waste. Simple. It's not any. So before my book launch, somebody was like, "Oh, it's all the title that. Is it money? Is it?" I'm like, "Oh, good. So that's the reason why you should get that book." But basically, reduce, reuse, recycle waste. It just is the circular model, and I always say that was how God designed the earth to function. Sustainability was God's original design. From the beginning. That is the reason why I always say a man carries the seed for the next child. So imagine if God will have to be carrying sand to create every man on the planet. So, and then it goes the same way for fruits. So when you want to get the next fruit, you start existing. That is sustainability.
Circular economy. I hope it's as simple as she has explained. You understand it simply, reuse, reduce, recycle. So, I mean, how do you think circular principles can be integrated into youth-led advocacy?
Yes, really? Circular principles, just like the advocates, we start with what we have.
Absolutely.
Just start with what you have. We're talking about pollution and all. Okay, so what can I do with this plastic? We are talking, and then there's a lot of campaign right now around textile waste recycling. So if you are talking textile waste, you will start saying we want to convert textile waste to mattresses in the atmosphere. But it's not visible right now. So what else can you convert textile waste into? You can make reusable bags.
Absolutely.
You can make throw pillows. Just gather the waste, find a way to just, and then you can use needle and thread. It's just interest and what it is that you want to do.
Wow. So we've got a very short break, and when we're back, we would have the final, wrap with Katu, and of course our climate tips as usual, and reiterations. We'll be back.
We are a nation blessed with people of diverse cultures, religions, languages, and opinions. It is ironic that we are now being ripped apart by our greatest strength, our diversity. We have allowed intolerance, insensitivity, bigotry, and nepotism to blind our vision of the greatness we can achieve working together as one. We may not have the same culture, nor religion, nor language, but we all belong to the same nation by the divine will of God. We did not choose to be Nigerians. Nigeria chose us. This nation is our divine heritage, and if we open our eyes, we would realize that what divides us pales in comparison to what unites us. And by the comparison and conciliation of our differences, we will grow until our differences disappear. Our unity cannot be willed by mere declarations, nor do we get unity by ignoring the questions that beg for answers. We must celebrate our diversity and debate our differences without fracturing our unity. Our strength is not in our numbers, but in our unity, because even the weak become strong when united. Nigeria unite.
This message is brought to you by Abuja Broadcasting Corporation, owners and operators of Aso Radio 93.5 FM Abuja, Aso Television DSTV Channel 392, Star Times Terrestrial Channel 127, Free TV Channel 506.
Welcome back from that short break, and just before the break we've been having conversations with Rifkatu Odeyemi. She's a climate advocate, an educator in terms of circular economy. She's done a lot of grassroots education, and she's driving what we call actual and purposeful change. And she's here in the studio today to share her journey with us so far. She's given us an extensive idea of what it means to be in that space, what she has put in place around that space, and of course she also talked about her book, which is Circular Economy, God's Original Design. She's broken it down in simple terms on what this thing really means. So please, Circular Economy, God's Original Design by Rifkatu Joseph Adeyemi. She's also talked a brief about that. But I mean, before we let her go, with all the work she's doing, we know that she would have thoughts on what the role of schools, governments, civil societies, how they can bridge the gap in terms of climate education. Okay. And after that, we'll just go on, your final word to everyone watching. And of course, if you have the chance to actually have a conversation with UNFCCC, for example, what would that be? So we'll just take it down from what the roles of these stakeholders should be.
Okay, schools, you said.
Governments, CSOs, yeah.
Schools have to create an enabling environment for people. So I'll give you a quick story. So when in my work and all of that, I went to a school and they're like, okay, we have to check you, we have to do this, we have to. I'm like, okay, no problem. And they never got back. Another school, like, they were amazed that I said I was going to do it for free. Like, no, what is it? Like, what do you want? What are we going to give you? I'm like, no, I just want to educate this children.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, is it that deep?
It reminds me when we had a tree planting last year, the Words of Ireland Day. The climate team hub went to schools to plant some trees, and they didn't believe that we bring the trees for free and we do all of these things for free of charge. They were asking, are you sure? What are we? We said no. All you need to do is make your children available. They're part of the conversation and learn.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's quite difficult for them to believe that things can
so you
free.
See, and then there's something we say at the HDP Nexus, Humanitarian Development and Peace Building Nexus. We say collaboration is the new way of working.
Absolutely.
So that's what those three CSOs serve as bridge between all of this. Then the government will have to make policies. We know we have plenty of policies. We always say that, but implementing policies. Implementing, and then. So it has to be a collaborative.
Yeah.
One person cannot drive this.
So what would be a message to people who listen, teenagers, young adults, the elderly, everybody? Yeah.
Everybody has a role to play in this conversation. If we want to make sure that this planet continues to thrive as it should, everybody has to be a part of this conversation. So yesterday I was telling somebody that when we go for conferences, the only set of people you see are enthusiasts, are people in the space and all.
True.
So we need to go out.
Yeah.
So I was talking about my faith-based advocacy and all, because when you go to church, you're selling whatever you're selling in the market, you work in the bank and all. On Sunday, like, okay, let me come to church. So you have to find where these people are And then because people don't even say, this small thing, what will I? But every little, and that will be my closing word, every little action matters. Every little action. You will not understand how much. So imagine 1 million people are doing one small thing. Imagine the ripple effect.
Wow. What a deeply enriching conversation we've got to. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and energy with us. If we've learned anything at all, I mean, that is Reef Castle for you. Always here to encourage, to inspire action, to ensure that, the world leads a sustainable, path and planet. And the truth is, we can't say this enough. We keep saying it all the time. This is not something that, it's not a one-off conversation. As long as this platform remains, we'll keep encouraging that everybody, you have to learn how to reuse, recycle, reduce, refuse single-use plastic. I keep saying it. Refuse it. When you go to the mall, go to the market, go with your own shopping bags. Do not pay for any bag. Do not buy any bags. So imagine if all the malls we have or markets, you have to pay for every nylon or every bag you have to use. I think people need to sit up.
Lagos State,
so they're initiating that as well.
I saw somebody on social media was like, why should they tell me to?
Yeah,
Cool down.
Then use the one you've had before. It's as simple as that. You bought bags in the past. Yeah.
Simple.
You've had bags before you bought. Use those bags. You don't have to throw it away. It is better you wash it to reuse them. And I mean, to everyone listening, sustainability is not just a policy term. No. It's a way of life. It's a decision to protect our planet and the people with everything we do. Everything we do.
Sure.
And like I keep saying, see, protecting the planet is like protecting your life. See it as that, from that perspective, that you are protecting the environment, but you're also saving your life. So your life is actually at risk if you do not protect the environment.
True.
The planet is here. The planet will always be here, but we will not remain here. So guess what? We are living, but the planet remains. So at the end of the day, it is your life you have to protect. If anything is wrong with the planet, we are the direct effect. We feel that impact more and directly. So it's as basic as that. And like I keep saying, stay with us, stick with us. We keep dropping the tips on reusable plastics here. I mean, as much as possible. As basic as switching off your lights.
Basic.
As simple as planting a tree. Having a small garden. As simple as repurposing your items. As simple as changing your leftover foods into fertilizer to compost it. Those very basic, easy things. And just imagine all of us listening here today, we all do that. Yeah. It's already a shift. And that's why we're having this conversation. And of course, until next time, we're here to drive the conversation. Sustainability Pulse with Everybody is here Mondays and Wednesdays by 9 a.m. on Aso TV. Join us, join the movement. It's not just a program like I keep saying. It's a movement. And we're here in the long haul. Thank you so much until next time. And thank you so much, Rifkatu, for being here. Thank you.
In the heart of our fields lies the future of agriculture, sustainable, innovative, and powered by smart solutions. From the rich soil of Africa to high-tech farms around the globe, agriculture is evolving to meet the demands of tomorrow. At the intersection of tradition and technology, we discover smarter ways to grow more, waste less, and harvest greener. Together, we are cultivating a future where every harvest sustains the earth and its people. Join us 9:30 a.m. Monday to Fridays on Aso TV, channel 392 DSTV, Star Times, channel 127, or YouTube live stream, GSA Initiative. Agriculture for today and tomorrow, as we share groundbreaking ideas, empowering farmers, and celebrate greener solutions. Together, let's grow the future. In the heart of our fields lies the future of agriculture, sustainable, innovative, and powered by smart solutions. From the rich soil of Africa to high-tech farms around the globe, agriculture is evolving to meet the demands of tomorrow. At the intersection of tradition and technology, we discover smarter ways to grow more, waste less, and harvest greener. Together, we are cultivating a future where every harvest sustains the earth and its people.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Agriculture for Today and Tomorrow, where we promote smart solutions for greener harvest. I remain Daniel Black, your host, and this is a Media for Agricultural Development project of GSAI, that's Growth for Sustainable Agriculture Initiative. Did you know that we are in the month of mental health? Did you know that mental health is an issue that cuts across everybody, both young and old, educated and non-educated, and any kind of social strata or classification you want to use? This month, as farmers, as stakeholders in the agricultural sector, we will be commemorating the mental health, because this is the month of mental health. And today on Agriculture for Today and Tomorrow, we are spotlighting a mental health activist, a mental health advocate, someone that has been talking so much in mental health and has gone beyond talking and even penning down guides to mental health. Penning them, so importantly, this guide is that even the Federal Ministry of Youth and Youth Development got to align and got to identify with this guide and even got to be part of its launching. So today we are going to be talking with Lucy E. Abel, the founder and executive director for Mental Health for Youth Initiative, and we are going to be talking on a topic, or it's not a topic, but we are going to be spotlighting the Embrace Your Mind and Mental Health guide. Do farmers need this guide? Let us get to know about it. Lucy, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Lucy, I must say I am very proud of you. I am very, very proud of the work you're doing around mental health. And as farmers, you know, we need to begin to explore how we manage our mental health. So without taking so much time, let us just get to see. Can you lift the book? Let us see your mental health guide. You know, it's your baby, and I know how long you've been working on this, and for it to come to a fruition. So tell us about the book, the bit history. Let's start from when you ideated this.
Right. So 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yes. So in 2022.
Yes.
We had reached out to the Ministry of Youth. We registered with them as a non-profit, and we thought the mental health of young people, nothing's really been said about it. And if you really look at it, when mental health issues are addressed from a young age, you are more likely to have a healthier
It's easier to build a boy than repair a man.
Yeah, exactly. That's really, thank you for that. So it's easier to build a boy or a girl.
No, a girl. Thank you.
Than to repair a man or a woman, right? So we looked at it from that aspect, and we said there's a need for young people to be empowered with the right information on their mental health, to know what are the signs, because there are times that we go through things and we don't even know what it is. We don't even have any idea of, okay, this is what this most likely is, and now I notice this, what should I do? You know, when you don't have that information, you're just confused. And using our biological cycle, when you begin to hit puberty, a lot of hormones begin to change in your body. You begin to, have a lot of especially like the women, where your hormones begin to rise and fall and all of those bits. So when you have the right information, you're able to be like, okay, this is what's going on with me. So maybe I need help. Maybe I need to speak to someone. Maybe it's so severe, I need to seek actual professional help and all of that. And that's what this book is really about.
Embrace your mind. Embrace your mind. Could you just run us through a few of the key contents in Embrace Your Mind?
Right. So the book really highlights the mental health issues that young people face. So in the book here, you'd see cases of like depression. So we looked at what are the most common issues amongst young people.
Okay.
And if you get to have access to the book, it's very infographic.
Oh wow. Yes.
Heavy on infographics, so
yes,
it's
so
easy on the eyes of the young people. And it was also the foreword was written by the Honorable Minister of Youth.
Oh, wow.
So we are very grateful to the Ministry of Youth for working with us on this project. We thought there's a need for young people to be empowered.
We will be having another episode where we'll dedicate to talking about the mental issues that mental health issues that farmers would face. But before we go into that elaborate session, do you, as farmers, you know, of course, here we promote everything agriculture. Would farmers benefit from this, your book?
Oh yes, most definitely.
Please expatiate. How would we?
Thank you for that question. So the book really is an information booklet, like it's a mental health guide, and it talks about the basic mental health issues, which is general to everyone. So it's not unique to only these people. However, there's certain situations that, like for example, for farmers, you'd so someone who has experienced a bandit's attack.
Yes.
They have a unique experience which would lead them to having trauma-related mental health disorders and all. So their experiences, obviously. So this book captures different mental health challenges, a breakdown of it. It's very easy to understand. It's actually designed for young people to understand, so it's easy to understand.
Okay. Like I said, I'm going to, let me put you on the spot here. I'm inviting you for another episode on this show where we'll talk about farmers and the mental health issues that they face, and I'm sure you cannot say no on air.
Yeah, I'll be very glad to be back.
Excellent, excellent. So thank you so much. So, but before we round up, how can someone get access to this?
So we have a Google form that is on our social media pages. So you fill the form, and we would get in touch.
Oh, okay, okay. So
we're also
what's your social media page?
Our social media page is MHYI_Nigeria on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on TikTok, on X. Yeah. So and also on YouTube.
MHYI_Nigeria. So if they go there, they will find how to get this book across. Interesting.
Yeah. In the meantime, we'd want to donate this to your library.
Oh wow, thank you so much. This is beautiful. Embrace your mind. So we'll be taking this to our library and ensuring that farmers get to understand the concept of mental health. Thank you so much. On behalf of all of us at GSAI, we are excited to begin to explore this, and of course, like I said, this will also serve as the basis for our next conversation when you come on air.
And we are also open to doing awareness creation to the farmers.
Of course, that is a given. That is a definite given. Thank you so much, Lucy Abel of the Mental Health for Youth Initiative, for spending time to come celebrate the month of mental health with us. Farmers, people really remember farmers, but of course, we are here, and MHII has remembered us this month. Thank you so much. That is a bit we'll be taking today on Agriculture for Today and Tomorrow. Check your mental health. Be conscious. Practice mindfulness. Let me stop talking like Lucy Abel. Follow us on social media. Let us continue the conversation. What do you think about mental health? Do you think farmers have mental health issues? Follow us on social media, and let's have that conversation. Until then, see you in the next episode. Thank you.
In the heart of our fields lies the future of agriculture. Sustainable, innovative, and powered by smart solutions. From the rich soil of Africa to high-tech farms around the globe, agriculture is evolving to meet the demands of tomorrow. At the intersection of tradition and technology, we discover smarter ways to grow more, waste less, and harvest greener. Together, we are cultivating a future where every harvest sustains the earth and its people. Join us 9:30 a.m. Monday to Fridays on Aso TV, channel 392 DSTV, Star Times, channel 127, or YouTube live stream, GSA Initiative. Agriculture for today and tomorrow, as we share groundbreaking ideas, empowering farmers, and celebrate greenhouse solutions. Together, let's grow the future. In the heart of our fields lies the future of agriculture, sustainable, innovative, and powered by smart solutions. From the rich soil of Africa to high-tech farms around the globe, agriculture is evolving to meet the demands of tomorrow. At the intersection of tradition and technology, we discover smarter ways to grow more, waste less, and harvest greener. Together, we are cultivating a future where every harvest sustains the earth and its people. Join us 9:30 a.m. Monday to Fridays on Aso TV, channel 392 DSTV, Star Times, channel 127, or YouTube live stream, GSA Initiative. Agriculture for today and tomorrow, as we share groundbreaking ideas, empowering farmers, and celebrate greenhouse solutions. Together, let's grow the future.
Thank you so much for still staying with us, Daniel Black. Thank you so much for that very important segment you have just given us. It was wonderful to also see Ebaide and Rifka to do their thing. But well, it's time for us to end today's program. Everything that has a beginning does have an end. I am Dr. Joy Asonye, wishing you a productive day.